All right. Hello, GPAR. This is Matt Braden here from the GPAR professional staff. So happy to see so many of you joining us for today's workshop. We have a little bit of envy going on here because Jack is in warm Florida and we are up here in chilly Philadelphia. And it is chilly. It was a cold, brisk, but fast walk this morning. Weather has a way of making you move fast. And that is for sure what happened with me this morning. So needless to say, we are so happy to have Jack here with us. Jack is a great contributor to the association in a variety of different ways. One important way I would like to note is with his volunteer leadership. And he is a Pennsylvania Association of Realtors director. And he's also our National Association of Realtors director. So we're fortunate enough to have a NAR director, and Jack is there on our behalf. And by virtue of that role, he becomes a PAR director as well. So Jack steps up in that capacity, but he's also been a longtime leader on various committees here with the association on the local level. But as it relates to today, Jack has really been a great contributor to us in a variety of ways with work that we have done, particularly since the pandemic happened. Jack stepped up. We did him in this new kind of way with Zoom. And he's done lots of different things for professional development to go ahead and give our members tools and resources to help you be more successful in your daily business. And Jack, when he comes to us, he speaks maybe more so from the things that maybe he messed up, didn't do the right way, something he thought was going to be a stone cold winner and it was a total dud. And that's the cool thing about what Jack brings to the table. He brings you 20 years of experience, stuff that has been battle tested or proven to just not be the way to go, to help him find the way to go. So Jack, good morning, welcome, and give us some sunshine from down there in Florida. We could use it up here.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jack Barry, and I am a Pennsylvania realtor. I practiced real estate from 2007. I got my license in Philadelphia in 2007. And I got my real estate license because I had started buying properties with no money down. I am very old, and there was a man named Carlton Sheets that used to have a TV show on at about 2 a.m. And I purchased his How to Buy Homes with No Money. And I got I was at my fourth closing, right? At the fourth property I was buying, and the title agent asked a question, and my agent and the listing agent didn't know the answer to, but I did. And I had done only 3 closings. And I sat there and thought, I think I know more than these 2 agents put together. And that's because people don't do a lot of transactions. And I am not smarter than anybody else. Like Matt said, all of my success is totally based on failure. I have lost way more money and time than I have got today. But I keep going. I'm not afraid to fail. I was listening to Mark Hamill yesterday on a podcast, Mark Hamill from Star Wars. And I did not know this. Star Wars, the first studio, did not have confidence in the movie. So it only opened in 16 theaters, and the studio wouldn't even print posters for it because they didn't think it was going to go anywhere. So that I talk about that because the things that I think are going to work usually don't, and the things that I don't think are going to work usually do. Again, I don't think I'm smarter than anybody else. I went to Community College of Philadelphia for 7 years. Go Community College. It's a 2-year college. It is all about learning and trying things and knowing that an X amount, whatever it is not going to work. But at least I tried it and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I am the king of, I am not going to try this and it won't work. Instead of going, let's try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll go forward. Mickey Pasquarella was my mentor. He still is my real estate mentor when I first got my license. And he said, Jack, you are not following the model that we had at the brokerage that I'm still there at the same brokerage from 18 years ago. He said, we have a model and you're not following it. I joined Keller Williams, and he said, you joined Jack Williams, which is about 90% Jack and 10% Keller Williams. And it's not going to work. So unless you're willing to do what we said that does work, and if you find something that doesn't work, come back to me and we'll make a change. We'll make an adapt. We will adapt. Otherwise, you're just going to keep saying things don't work and won't do it. So I say all of that to say, please have an open mind for the next however long we're going to be here, 51 minutes, about a lot of this stuff. Lead generation is the basis of my business. I have a couple of businesses, and lead generation is the only thing that propels those businesses. And I have not found any type of a business that doesn't need lead generation in their business. I just haven't found it. We do these mastermind groups with people that are not in real estate. And we had a Roman Catholic priest come to us and said, I don't need to lead generate. I'm like, that's why they're closing your churches. You stop lead generating. I need to continually feed the machine. I need to be talking to people about real estate every single day if I want to get a 6 or 7 figure business, and not in sales, but in bottom line, after I pay taxes, income. They told me cold calling was the answer. And I said, absolutely not, because I hate cold calling. I don't take cold calls. I have a very high spam filter on my phone. My mother barely gets through in her calls because she can be spammy sometimes. I don't like it. And Mickey, my mentor, said, well, it doesn't say ask realtor what they think about it. No one's asking your opinion. It works. It's like the gym. I can't go to the gym and say, I'm not lifting weights. I'll do anything else, but I'm not lifting them weights. And then I don't get the results I want, and I say the gym is stupid. And we see this a lot in real estate. I've got to apply whatever it is, whatever the system is, your broker, your brokerage, if you have a coach or a mentor, which I absolutely advocate all the time. Find a system that works, that someone else is doing, and do it until it doesn't work. And then call that person and say, yo, this isn't working here. I didn't get a coach for 2 years, and I suffered greatly for that. I said I didn't have the money. And Mickey said, you can't afford not to have a coach. But I fought it. And I said, I'm gonna get some money first and then get a coach. Wrong idea for me. Very wrong idea. I'm the kind of person that if I don't have skin in the game, if I don't have money on the table and paid it, I'm not going to go. Planet Fitness, $10. Yeah, maybe I'll go. City Fitness, when I was in Philadelphia, my membership was $290 a month. I didn't miss the gym. I did not go. I was getting my money's worth. So I advocate to get a coach, get a mentor and a coach quickly. There are people that will help you. So back to cold calling. One of the main reasons that I have found why people don't like to cold call is because they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. Today, we're going to focus on the listing side of cold calling. Buyers are a little definitely it's easier fish in the buyer pond, which is why 9 out of 10 realtors are buyer agents as opposed to listing agents. The buyer says no to the house. The seller says no to the agent. And I have to have enough confidence to be okay with no. I have to have enough confidence to be okay with no. So before we send anybody out in the world to start cold calling, they do about 3 to 4 weeks of script practice. And we have script and dialogue practice. I still do script practice 4 days a week at 18 and a half years in real estate because there's new things that are happening out there. And I need to know exactly what to say. And if I know exactly what to say, my confidence level is high. If I don't know what to say, my confidence level is low. And I'm going to be walking out of listing appointments without any signed paperwork. And then I'm going to have to be driving a bike instead of a car and sell my house in Florida. And that's not, here's the deal. If I'm not willing to change, I have to be okay where I'm at right now. If I'm not willing to have an open mind and try something, and usually that something is it generally for me has to be something I don't like or I don't want to do. I have to be happy being where I am today. And that usually means I've given up in my world. So knowing what to say, the first thing that how we help people to do that is doing we personally use the DISC format. The DISC is a personality assessment. It's not a test. It's not an exam. All it does is tell you who you are. It's like the Myers-Briggs. There's some other one with a whole bunch of letters. It doesn't matter which one it is. We urge people to do that so that they know who they are. It also teaches you how to see who other people are and how they receive information. Because once I can figure out how someone receives information, I know how to deliver it. And I know how to get the answers that I want and still help them. So we urge people, there's going to be I'm going to send this whole presentation today to Donna, and all of these things have links in the presentation. If you email Donna, and she'll email it to you. And there's a link for the DISC, to do the DISC profile for yourself. I urge people to do the DISC, send the DISC to somebody else, husband, wife, brother, sister, another realtor. Say, hey, could you take 15 minutes and do this? They'll send it back to you, and you can sit down and read it with them. It is unbelievable how very, very quickly, I've read over 400 of these over the years. I can read somebody in about 10 seconds of talking to them and know whether they're a D, an I, an S, or a C, and how they receive information. And now I know how to deliver it to them. Do they want graphs and charts and photos? Or are they a high D like me, just want the information? Tell me the price. What is it? The second biggest book is Fierce Conversations, the book by Susan Scott. This book, she is a corporate consultant. I thought the book was going to be for my business. It turned out to be for my whole life. Fierce Conversations, her very first tenet in the book is that the most important conversation between any two people, relationship, business, it doesn't matter. The most important relationship, the most important issue in that relationship is generally that which is not being spoken about. And we have found that to be true a lot of the time. The second tenet in the book is, what are you pretending not to know about this person, place, or thing? And I knew that with my very first buyer, who I took out to show 41 homes because I didn't qualify her correctly. And she ended up buying a house with someone else because I didn't ask the right questions. Again, failing forward. That never happened again because I was pretending to know she was going to use me, and I didn't want to like rub her the wrong way. I wanted her to like me more than I wanted to do deals, do business. And that didn't result well at all. And I lost, $9,000. And then another book is this one, which is exactly what to say. I love this book, and this particular edition is directed towards real estate, towards realtors and real estate agents. I love it. I could read it. I read this whole book on an airplane flight. It was great. Again, script and role play practice. I tell people, I just started working with a new guy in Cherry Hill because I coach people. And I told him in his office, they have a Facebook group. I said, put in the Facebook group, I need a script partner for 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. See what the response is. It's going to be just like in sales. There might be a whole bunch of people that say yes. Only 2 or 3 of them are actually respond to you, and maybe one will be it. I told him it'll take him 2 or 3 weeks just to find the right script partners. And it's a 15-minute call every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. And the call starts with, hi, Bob. My name's Jack. I'm a realtor from Keller Williams Real Estate. Are you still selling your house that expired last week? Do you still want to sell it? Or whatever it is. There's no niceties. There's no how's the weather in Philadelphia, nothing. You go right into script practice. So I know what to say. Then he hits me with his script, what he wants to work on. Thanks a lot. See you next Tuesday. This works. 3 to 5 days a week, 15, 20 minutes a day. I need to practice so that I know what to say, so that I have the confidence to talk to people. Oh my God. After we do that, we have to find our niche. What is it that we want to do, right? Do we want to work in expireds, for sale by owners, FSBOs, my circle of influence people, if I have a big database? Do I want to be an open house person and do open houses? I'm not a big fan of those. We'll talk about that a little later, how we do other stuff. Do I want to work in new building and new construction? We don't have a lot of that in the Philadelphia area, out in the suburbs, maybe. Down here, I live in Venice, Florida. Well, I live here 9 out of 10 months, 9 out of 10, 90% of the time I'm in Florida. We have a lot of new build here, about 30,000 a year in my 5 counties. So knowing new build is, how to work that is good. And then vendor is then referrals. Last year I did 18 referrals to Fort Lauderdale from Philadelphia area. I referred them out, and I sell my referrals for 50% of the commission because we pre-qualify them with a transferable buyer broker agreement, and we don't work for less than 3%. So holy crap, this stuff is not hard. It just requires a lot of practice, time over task, time over task, time over task. Here's the statistics for 2024. 70% of all expireds will relist. 70% will relist. 80% of FSBOs will eventually list. And 40% of vacant rentals will list. So VRBO, RBOs, rental by owner, you find them on Facebook or Zillow or wherever you find them. As long as that property is vacant, they have 40% of those vacants will actually list their property to sell. This is not hard to find who to call. I am not a fan of buying leads. I have never purchased a lead. I've never been on Zillow, Realtor.com. I do not buy leads. I do not think that works for me. Other people, it works for at a high level. I think some people buy them out of fear that if they don't buy them, someone else will. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work in my business model. The return over investment it's not good for me at all. I was always taught in real estate that I needed to go out every single day and get my unfair share of the business, my unfair share of the market, if you will. And in the beginning, I was afraid to do anything. So I just got my real estate license, and then they gave me a phone book and said, just start calling people or go knocking on doors. And I said, I can't do that until I get my business cards. No, can't do it. And I haven't used business cards since 2013. But in 2007, it was a big deal. Can't do anything to get my business cards. Then I can't do anything until I get my website. Then I can't do anything, pushing. I was just waiting. And that's called fishing as opposed to hunting. I was setting up my fishing chair and my fishing rod and the bait and the lure, and I was waiting for the fish to go by. And that's how most people sell real estate. You can do okay that, I guess. I did okay. I made $90,000 my second year, 45 my first year, 90 my second. That's not so bad. But that's not going to support the life that I live. No way. And it's certainly not going to get me the things that I want to get to live the life that I want to live. So again, if I don't do something different, I've got to be okay with staying where I'm at today. So think about this. We've been on this call for 22 minutes now, and we haven't really even talked about real estate, the widget, the bricks, the mortar. Because I have to change my mindset before I can go out there and be successful. Action always beats thinking. My grandmother used to say that faith without works is dead, right? Somebody smart said that. And if I just go out there and start doing stuff without having a plan, it's not going to work. I'm not going to have enough faith to get what I want and and have the right, correct conversations with people. And most of the conversations that I have with people today, especially down here, because I moved to Florida a year ago and I had to start my business all over. No one knew me. In Philadelphia, downtown Center City, I was the mayor, I thought, of Philadelphia. I couldn't walk a block without someone waving across the street. Yo, Jack, I would love taking clients from out of town to Rittenhouse Square and walk around. Everybody say hello. Oh my God, they were like signed up immediately. Here, it's all brand new. So I have to categorize my pipeline, my sales pipeline. It's called SPLC, suspect, prospect, lead, client. Nobody wants to work with the suspects and the prospects. They only want to work with leads and clients. But the suspects and the prospects that I have today are going to buy a house in 3 to 6 months. So their next quarter's income. But I have to work it today. I've got to put them in the pot that I have to keep boiling all the time. So I need you're hopefully getting the gist that I need to surround myself with the right people. I need other people who want to lead generate, other people who want the goals that I want. I am never going to find it with the people that are in my life today. I am not. My family wants me to do well. They just they want me, their version of me is the version they see, right? So their version of my success is their success. And that doesn't work for me at all. They're not invested in my success. They don't want me to do bad, but they want me, my mother still wants me to be a fireman, and, oh, benefits and vacation. And I'm like, fire? What about fire? I don't like fire. But she doesn't understand what I do. And so that makes her very uncomfortable. So I have to compartmentalize how much time I spend there with those people. Half of the people in my life I'm helping, the other half are helping me. I have to be very, very clear about that. So if I'm walking around all the time, I used to walk around and say, I'm looking for the truth. I'm looking for the truth in my life. And my spiritual guide, I guess, said, Jack, you have surrounded yourself with the wrong people. That's all. You don't have anxiety. You don't have depression. You have the wrong people. You've surrounded yourself with people that don't want you to get better. It's too much of a threat of an indictment of their life if you get better. So it's imperative to do that. Yesterday in my coaching call, one of the other people that I'm in the group with said that $10 million producers do $10 million activities, and $1 million producers do $1 million activities. Wow, that hit me hard because I'm like, yikes. Am I sitting in a coffee shop with, my realtor badge on the back of my laptop, hoping that and saying that that's lead generation, or giving out 500 business cards? That's not lead generation. That's very passive, very, very, very passive stuff. The reason I don't do business cards is because it's the perception of action. It made me feel like I was doing something, but there's no return. There's no way to track it. Well, there is, but it's very expensive. So when I meet people, and I am out all the time, probably I'd say 3 to 5 events a week that I go to, what other people will call networking events. And people are like, oh, do you have a business card? I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I just say no. No is a complete sentence. And they go, oh, well, how do people get in touch with you? I said, they have to want to. They have to want to get in touch with me. Now we have a different conversation. Guess what? 90% of the people that just wanted my business card to throw in their kitchen junk drawer are gone. I don't want that. That's static in my life. They're static. They're maybes. I don't live in maybe. I live in yes or no. It's not for everybody. I get it. But the people who do live in maybe, I get all their business, the unfair share. Because they're sitting there they're petting people. It's not there, and you're not helping anybody. You're not helping people that need to be helped, because you're spending a lot of time with people who don't want your help. And I used to do that a lot. I am a recovering people pleaser, I tell people.
Hello.
Found this to be true of all realtors, and that is that
How much oil?
That most realtors are people pleasers that don't like people. They really don't. They really rather would not. At the end of the day, at the levels that we have to do it. All right. Right now, we're going to do I'm going to show you 2 activities that we're doing down here that are getting us appointments and listings. One is the golden letter. And the golden letter is a very short, very, very direct, effective letter that we pick areas. I pick the areas that I want to work in. It's called a geographic farm. So I can go onto my MLS. You can do it there up on Matrix. And in Philadelphia, I would put the whole city of Philadelphia just closed, sold, and see, let's look for a good, what do you want? Who do you want to sell to? It's the same amount of work to sell $100,000 house as it is to sell $1 million house. It's the same exact amount of work. Why would you do one or the other? Because one, you'll make 3,000, and the other, you make 30,000. Holy crap. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at math in public, but one of those is better than the other. And look for areas that are selling. There were 20, 30 sales in this zip code or neighborhood, whatever, however you want to break it down, and go, ooh, there's stuff moving here. Let's call all the expireds in that area. Or you can just pull a list of all of the addresses in a certain neighborhood, Fishtown, South, wherever it's at. You could do it in a zip code, but it's pretty big. I like to keep my list at 1,000 to 1,500. And whether they're on the market, not on the market, sold, expired, it doesn't matter. I was going way too deep into the weeds about it, about who I shouldn't send a letter to. Nope, no way. My coach was like, no, stop. We're doing it. We're sending a letter out to everybody. So as right now, we sent, last week we sent 1,000 letters out. 4 days, 250 each day. Literally typed up the letter. It says, hi, because of a mail merge, it says, hi, dear Jack. No, it just says, dear Jack, would you be interested in selling your house at 801 Casa del Lago Way? I have some clients in the area that have not been successful in buying a home. Please call me, my name and number. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. 2 phone calls, one on Saturday, one on Monday, from 1,000, which is about right. And one of them we have an appointment with.
I'm sorry, did you say you sent out 1,000 letters and got 2 appointments or two calls? And
2 calls so far. Some of them, I forgot that it was a holiday. Monday was a holiday. That some of the people probably haven't even gotten it yet. Yeah, 2 calls and 1 appointment. I'd be happy with just 1 appointment. And it was amazing because again, this comes to mindset. In my head, I'm thinking they're going to be like, oh, you don't have buyers, or you're trying to do. The woman's like, yeah, I need to sell my house. Could you come over? I was like, come list me. I got to be at the right time at the right place. If I sat and thought, now this house, it's $510,000. It's not the average sale price down here is $681. So it's a little lower than I'd like to be, but I didn't care. I just wanted to get some stuff on the board. And it's amazing. Now, there's going to be the critics or the naysayers, the negative mindset, like me, that will say, well, who are your buyers? Do you have buyers? Aha. This is how I have buyers. I either actually have buyers, right? That like right now I have 2 sets of buyers who have exhausted the inventory. They're very specific about what they're looking for here. And so, boom, that's okay. They fit that. If I didn't have them, I would put a post in my Facebook group, my office Facebook group, and say, hey, I'm working in Fishtown. Does anybody have any buyers that is looking for something specific? They're going to tell you, oh, my people are looking for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a garage in Fishtown. Okay, guess what? Now you have some buyers. Don't let your mindset stop you from doing this. The way that we did it, we started this in Philadelphia, and I've been doing it down here also. We started an alternative financing mastermind in my office. And in the beginning, it was just for realtors. And we would invite a hard money lender and a mortgage broker. And then at the end, we had a title guy because he was getting business out of it. Only about 30% of all real estate agents in the United States own investment property. And I am on a mission to make that double. I think we need to have these things that we're selling to our clients. I think it gives us more confidence. And so we show people how to buy properties, multifamilies, even portfolios of things with very little to no money down. Again, now, guess what? We just did one 2 Saturdays ago here in Venice in my office, and we had 6 realtors. They're prospective buyers. I said to them, if I brought you a deal today, would you buy this? Would you buy a house? If I brought you a deal that was 100% seller financing, no money out of your pocket, would you buy it? They said yes. Guess what? That's a buyer's list. Now I have confidence to go talk to these people that I'm sending the letter to and say, I have a list of buyers. I am just pre-qualifying the homes before I bring them to them. Holy smokes. Now you have a list of buyers. There is a guy that I found about a year ago, this young kid, Will Van Winkler. He's in Maine. His second year real estate, he did $1 million in GCI in commission with the golden letter. He doesn't like people. He doesn't like calling at all. He just sent the golden letter. He just sent this letter out, and he was doing like 5,000 of them a month at one point, right? Because he started to make money and just put all that money right back into it. And oh my God, he was sending out crazy amounts of letters and getting crazy calls. And now he says that he only goes on, I think he only goes on 35% of the calls that he gets. He only accepts 35% of the appointments because now he's gotten better at disqualifying them on the phone. Because he was end up going to listing appointments that weren't listing appointments that people thought he had a buyer. And there's ways to get there to do that. Anybody have any questions about golden letter first? Let me look at, I'm not good at this chat. Let me see. Do we have people in the chat? Other questions?
Yeah, I got a question, Jack, about what was the title of the first book that you spoke about?
Fierce Conversations by Susan Scott. And then Exactly What to Say by Phil Jones. I put them both in the chat. Good. All right.
Questions about the golden letters because I struggle with finding an efficient way to do this. So what's your system? What's your technique? What, you type it up on the computer and then and what's like an automated way that you can like send them out? Like, do you physically put the stamps on, or do you have like a service?
No. I'm doing it now because we are perfecting this so that I can show my agents down here how to do this. So I do everything first. I fail at it myself before I show the agents in my office. We have an office here with 220 agents in the Venice office. So start to finish, I find where do I want to do it? And I decided there's this neighborhood that I like here. It's called Pelican Point. 1,400 homes are in the development. It's a HOA. I pulled that list. That list cost me, I don't know. I think it cost me $140. Now,
So wait, let's start. Where do you pull the list from? You pull a list from where?
I pulled that list from Wise Pelican is a service. And they were doing my just sold postcards, but it was too expensive to do the letter for it. I wouldn't do that. So I already had that list. I had paid $140 for it. Now, what I could do is I could go to the tax record in the MLS and just say, here's the parameter. You could do zip code. I'm pretty sure you could actually draw on the map. Give me every home, every single family home here, and the mailing address. And it will give you the name. I just want the first name, mailing address, and the address of the property. And it says that on that list. It'll say actual property, 121 Snyder Avenue. Mailing address, though, is in Venice, Florida, so that they get it. Then I mail merge, and I don't know how to do mail merge. I'm old, I'm in my 60s. I didn't grow up with all this stuff. So I use Fiverr. I love Fiverr, Fiverr. I went to Fiverr. I said, I need a mail merge. These 1,400 people make this letter, make it so that every letter says, Dear Dr. Dear David, Dear Jonathan, Dear Matthew, and then their address. So their address had to match up with the thing in their letter. That cost me $20 for them to do that. 24-hour turnaround time. She's like, you got any more? I'm like, yeah. Email me and I'll give you that. I'll send you her name. She's in, I don't know where she's at. I'm going to put my email address in here. Okay, so that's it. Then we fold the letters, envelope them, stamp them. No return address, absolutely not. Must be blue ink. Again, I'm like, well, why blue ink? Why no return address? Stop. Do this until it doesn't work. Then come and call me and say, Jack, you're stupid head. It didn't work. Nobody called. Oh, you sent 1,000 letters? Well, no, I sent 20. And I put my return address on. Oh, I use black ink. This is about mindset. This is about doing something different in a different way and not putting Jack into it. This works. I have a Google, I don't know, 5 phone numbers. I have a Google number that I wasn't using. That's the number I put in there because I needed to track. I do have about 5 people that called and didn't leave a message. So we're running them through. You have Forewarn up there, right? Don, do we have Forewarn from NAR? Oh, okay. I use Forewarn. I can run anybody's phone number. It tells me everything about them. Then because I had two calls from realtors. I don't know they're realtors until they got the letter. So the realtors are calling like, what the hell is this about? Oh, yeah. Delete. Because they're mad because I'm doing something that they're not doing. Oh, yeah. Don't you be coming to my zip code taking all my business that I'm not getting. Oh, okay. And then the call is, they're like, yeah, what's this about? I call it back. I'm like, hey, this is Jack Barry. Thanks a lot. We have some buyers we've exhausted the inventory. There's nothing that we've seen that they're interested in. I am now, and I say this, I am disqualifying the homes that I'm going to show them this weekend so that we don't waste anybody's time. Can I come see your house tomorrow at 1 o'clock? You know where I win? In front of people. That's where I win. Not on the phone, not on texting, not on Facebook. I win face to face. That's where I win. And once I get in front of them, I have an 81% listing agreement signed on these calls, on these face-to-faces. You'll be different until you get good at it. This is very, very low cost. That's going to, it will result in very, very big success if you do it the way we say. All right, the second one is a FSBO. And this one is, I love this one. Who wants to be my FSBO? I need to do a role play. Who wants to be the FSBO?
I'll do it.
Who is
Faith has her hand up.
Who?
I'm a
Faith.
really mean FSBO, so you might not want to do me.
You'll do it,
Very
Matt?
combative as a FSBO.
Wait, so who's going to be it?
It doesn't matter. Me and someone else volunteered, so I just said pick your point.
Oh, okay. I can't see anybody, so I don't know why. Who volunteered? Give me a name.
I did, Faith.
Faith, okay, ready? Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hi, is this Faith?
speaking.
Hi, Faith. My name's Jack Barry. I'm a realtor, Keller Williams Real Estate, and you have your house for sale by owner on 123 Coquille Drive, correct?
I'm sorry, I'm not ready to list with a realtor right now.
Oh, I'm not looking for the listing. Is it still available?
Yeah, it's still available.
Are you paying a buyer commission? If I bring a buyer, are you paying my commission?
I'm only paying a 1% buyer commission.
Thanks a lot. Bye. That's it. That's it. We got them to say the house was not sold and they're paying a buyer commission. Why? Again, this is psychology, right? The psychology of a FSBO is that they can do it without paying somebody else to do it. They think. However, 80% of them list. So, oh my God. Holy smokes. We call them back 48 hours later. Exactly. So I will call you at 11:43 on Friday because you answered the phone that time. That's a good time. Here's the call back again. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Faith.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. This is Jack, the realtor. I called you the other day about your house on Coquille Drive. Is it still, did you get any offers yet?
Yeah, I have one offer on the table, but we're not sure if we're going to accept it.
Got it. Got it. And you're still willing to pay 3% buyer commission if I bring the buyer?
I said 1%.
So my buyers are only willing to look at homes that the seller is going to pay their 3% commission. Should we take you off our list?
I guess you can bring them by.
Okay, great. Well, I'll tell you what, they're coming in on Saturday. I am putting my list of what I'm going to show them on Friday. I'm discounting the houses. Can I stop by real quick on Friday morning at 11 a.m. to run through your house? I won't be there 5 minutes. I just have to make sure I can't waste anybody's time. You know, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste their time showing them houses that don't work for them. Can I stop by at 11 on Friday?
Sure. Why not?
Thanks. Bye. These people are hanging up the phone. Sometimes they call back. They're like, you hung up on me. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm done talking. No one is doing this. Okay. Everyone else is trying to get them to list a house. I tell them, no, I don't want to list your house. You know what they say when I get to their house? You're different. Almost every single one of them says that. And if I'm not different, guess what? In Philadelphia, I was lucky. There was only 3,700 realtors. Where I'm at, there's 9,080. If I'm not different, I am not going to stand out. No way. No way. No way. Somebody asked, FSBO is on the do not call list. I'm calling them from Zillow. Right now, go to Google and put in Zillow, FSBO, and your zip code. And all their house comes up and it says Jack Barry, owner. Here's their phone number. Overrides do not call. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're trying to bring them a buyer.
So when you actually do get there, and I guess the underlying goal is to list the home, right?
Definitely.
So how do you kind of make that transition? Like, hey, yeah, they're under the impression that, you know, you're looking for your buyers, which is also true. But you also do want to get the listing. So how do you kind of bridge that?
At that point, this is where the disc comes in, right? Because now I know, and now once the phone call's over and the appointment is set, they're going to get a text and an email from us. They're going to get a video showing my face. I'm like, hi, this is Jack Barry. We just talked on the phone. I don't want you to think I'm just some stranger coming into your house, which is a big problem with FSBOs and their lack of security. They just let people come to their house that aren't qualified. Could you imagine putting an ad on the internet and saying, come look at my house? Well, what? And then we show them some of my collateral, the stuff that we've done, my community involvement, all that stuff. So they kind of feel like they have some type of connection to me. They know me. My goal is so that when I pull up to their house, they open the door before I knock on it. I know that we've done our job if that happens. If they open the door and they're like, oh, Jack's here. And then it's all about rapport, knowing their disc, if they're a D, an I, an S, or a C, how they're going to receive the information. Can I run through the house very quickly? Why are you not using a realtor? Tell me why. Some people don't want to sell their house. They want to argue. And we don't want them. 30% of these calls we don't take. We're not interested in the listing. We don't take unreasonable prices or anyone who has any questions about commission. We're 7% lister and $1,100. We don't, that's not up for discussion. Because I'm in the business of selling homes, not taking listings. I have a business to run and a reputation to protect. And my neighbor just asked me to sell his house for 4%. I just said no. He's like, oh, there's no like leeway. I said, nope. He said, well, my friend's going to sell for 4%. I said, you should take it then. You should sell it with her. She lives an hour away. I live next door. I have enough confidence to say no. That fierce conversations, exactly what to say, having enough confidence to say no. What are you pretending not to know? You're going to take this, look, if they want to argue about commission, they're probably not serious about selling their house. They're just not, especially in a FSBO situation where the statistic there is I get 13%. A FSBO that tried to sell for themselves and failed and put it on the market, sell their house for 13% more. Would you be willing to pay 2% more to get 13? Holy crap. Again, not good at math in public, but makes a lot of sense. So we start building a report to people and ask them why, what's more important? You know, is the price of the house less important than the commission you pay? If we showed you how to do this without doing it, how to pre-qualify people, how not to have people come into your house who are not qualified to look at it, how to stop people knocking on your door, because that's what a FSBO says, come knock on my door in the middle of the day. There's a FSBO here that I've been, looking at. The woman lives in Miami, which is 300 miles away. I said, when can I come see it? She goes, oh, I won't be there until the end of February. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, I said, well, my buyers will be gone by then. She's like, yeah, well, I'm not paying a realtor. 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 Great. Thanks. Bye. Next. I'm going to keep forcing people to work with me. It's not a good way to run a business. What's next? What is the text on the letter? Oh, I think I can show you. The text is very, very simple. Where is it? Oh, here it is. How do I share my screen? Share. Can you see that? That's the letter. This is what it looks like before the mail merged. It puts their first name and the address. That's it. Very short, very sweet, very concise. More questions? This will all be in the if you email Donna all these examples, the disc, the link for the disc. I just love the disc. I don't know if you got that. I love that. To everybody, I've disked my mother, my brothers, everyone I know in my life. I sent them a disc. A lot of them are like, no way, I'm not doing that. Okay, great. I do it to the people who want to do it. It's also how I have attracted about 300 people to my brokerage over the years. I teach at Temple University. I used to teach at GPAR. I know I'm out and about. I know a lot of people. over 300 people have named me as their sponsor in Keller Williams. 81 of them are still work there. I have never asked anyone to join Keller Williams ever. The same way that I don't ask people to use me as their realtor. I get texts like, Jack, will you do it for 6% at 425? I just got a text the other day from a listing appointment I went on Sunday. Will you do it for 6% at 425? I just wrote back no. My business model doesn't allow for that. He's like, can we talk? I said, about what? I said, see how I'm negotiating with you? That's how I'm negotiating on behalf of you when we're in a transaction with someone. I've learned by all of my mistakes, people. Me thinking I knew what was better, and me being afraid that people who didn't want to work with me wouldn't like me. And guess what? All the people who needed my help, I couldn't help because I'm on the phone arguing with people that don't want to do business with me. That's how I got engaged the first time. I have to be available for the people who need me and want me, not for the people who just want to argue.
I got a question.
Yes.
So, and you're talking about improving. Oftentimes, like, where are you looking for how you need to improve? Like, let's say you're going on a call or you're going on a listing appointment, that sort of a thing. You are if you're unaware of maybe how you're coming across or how you're, essentially failing at that particular thing, how are you trying to become more aware of that in order to fix that?
The script and role play that we do now is all recorded. And let me tell you something. Listening to yourself and watching yourself is brutal. It's brutal. But if you know anything about football, they spend a lot of time reviewing the tapes from Sunday's game during the week. Tiger Woods said the biggest
Sorry, give me 1 second.
breakthrough in golf was video.
You're calling about Inglewood?
What's that? Yeah, so the best way to improve that I improve is by listening to my calls with people, with the people that I'm doing script. And I'm not a big advocate of recording calls with people, with clients or suspects, prospects. That's not my thing, but I do it with all the people that are in my recruiting, in my mentorship and my role play and script play in the mornings. All those calls are recorded and we listen to them. We otter them, otter AI. And it's harsh. It's harsh. Because you're like, crap, I said that again. Or a lot of ums or and of course, if I don't get a listing and I think I nailed it, there's something wrong there. Sometimes I'll call them back and be like, hey, can I ask you why we didn't get the listing? And they'll say, oh, I just didn't like you. I'm like, okay, great. I can't change that. Tried doing that for years. It doesn't work. But recording it is the best way. But be prepared.
I do have one other question.
Yes.
So how you were saying that now you're more comfortable, obviously, saying no to clients that, like you said, don't support your business model. What would your advice be to maybe a newer agent who doesn't really have all of those transactions to really back up their value proposition?
So be more specific. What don't you have to back you up?
Just in regards to like client reviews and like, hey, I've done this, this, and this when I haven't done that, that, and that. You know what I mean? Like, just try, like once you said you get into the house and you're showing them all of the things that your business is doing, but and using that to get them to list with you when you don't have that yet.
Yes. When I was brand new in 2007, Keller Williams was not had just come to Philadelphia. I was the 7th realtor at Keller Williams. It was Keller who, right? Now we have 1,900 agents, and we have 3/4 or 1/3 of all the agents in Philadelphia are Keller Williams at Empower, my broker. But no one knew who we were at all. And people would ask that, who's your house Keller? Who's the brokerage? As if they care, as if they even knew what that meant. But so I was taught to lean on my brokerage numbers, and Antonio Adican had been selling real estate for about 10 years and had, you know, $400 or $500 million. And I'm like, I work with Antonio Adican at Keller Williams, which was true.
Got it. Okay.
So lean on the brokerage numbers in the beginning. That's what I'm doing down here. People are like, who the hell are you? You're nobody. So I'm exactly where you're at. No one knows who I am. They don't care about my numbers. They don't care I did $15 million in Philadelphia. It means nothing to them. What does mean something to them is that I know how to get buyers because I was a buyer 14 months ago when I bought my house. I know how they're acting. Exactly how they're acting. I know that roof, you know, a roof mitigation and a 4-point inspection and insurance are way bigger issues than they ever were in my Philadelphia practice. I don't have to worry about, you know, a new roof in Philadelphia used to be, you know, maximum $2,000. Here, we're looking at a house right now, $71,000 for a new roof. Holy smokes. Got to be aware of that. So once I get repertoire, you know, building that with the people, oh my God. I like people. I love it when people say, I've never met anybody like you. Good. Get in. I tell people all the time, get in the car. We're going to sell this house and you're going to buy more houses. Oh my gosh, we're at 12 o'clock. More questions? No one? If you have any questions, email me. You have it, jackbarrykw.com. Find one of my phone numbers, text me, and we're here to help. Go read a book. Read one of them books. Get a listing today. Go get a listing. Anything, Matt?
All right. So folks, we'll send out that stuff. No need to reach out to Donna. We'll make sure that we get something out. We had this record. We'll get that out as well. Thank you, Jack, so much for sharing your background, experience, and knowledge with all of us. To our participants, thanks for putting questions into the chat, as well as getting involved with some role play. Thanks, Faith, for that. Great job. Maybe we'll see you next week on the red carpet, getting an Oscar or whenever those awards are. You're up for one for sure. Maybe a daytime Emmy. I don't know how it all works. But Jack, thank you so much. Everybody keep warm out there and take care. Have a good day.
Thanks. Have a great day.